Hi guys, welcome to this channel, and today in this channel we are going to create this glass which is promoting this glass morphism of this card. It is just able to show us the background like it is just a glass. This card is made up of glass, so we have this header, beautiful header for this, and pricing is shown in a bit of more fancy way as well. And as we hover on it, the book now button gets prominent and it is clickable as this is a link tag. So let's get into its development. So first of all, these are the assets which we are going to use in our project to make this card. So first of all, inside our body tag, I am going to create the card div, the div having the class of card, in which we are going to have the header tag, and in this header we will be having the images that would compose the header of our card. So the first image, this first image is this boat image actually. So we have given it the class of primary icon. After this, the second image that we would be having is the background image, which would be background of our header, and so I have given it the class of background. After that, we also have the uh, extra decoration image, which would just give an other touch to the decoration. So then I am creating the tag having the content class. This would contain the content of our card, the text that we will be having inside our card, and this h1 tag, h2 tag actually. So in this h2 tag, we have given the heading of the card, which is cruise booking. Actually, this card, we are actually having the theme of it as it is for the cruise booking card. So then after that, the pricing of the booking, and then a simple booking button which we will be using here. So this is the simple markup that we have right here for now. And going to the CSS, we have this basic CSS for now. So after this, I am going to first of all style this body tag. So I will give it the minimum height of 100 view height and the background of this simple color. So giving the display content, justify content and align items to center, so that our card may remain in the center of the body, looking a bit good for the demonstration. So in this body tags before pseudo element, I am going to using I am going to use this before pseudo element of body tag to create a simple circle, and we will be using the after pseudo element as well for creating this circle. So first of all, I am creating this simple uh, element which would be comprising the whole height and width of our body, and giving it a linear gradient background, after which I will be using clip path to create a circle from this complete before pseudo element. So I will shift this circle to the right of our markup actually. So then I will do the same thing for after pseudo element, and I will change the linear gradient for this pseudo after element for the circle that would be made by this after pseudo element, and changing the position and radius of this circle as well. So here it is. So I would just reduce this radius as well. So here it is, the basic actually background of our demonstration. After that, the main style for the card starts here. I would style this card tag and giving it the relative position actually, because it would be containing some elements which will have the absolute position, so I'm giving it the relative position. So giving it the height of 280 pixels and height of 400 pixels and width of 280 pixels, and giving it a simple box shadow which would just increase the look of it and make it look a bit more like of glass shade. So as you can see right here, after that, I will give it the background color, or that will be resembling that of glass glassmorphism of actually a card. See, as you can see here, and then I would increase the z index as well because it was colliding with the pseudo elements. So border radius to give it a bit more look. After that, I will give it a bit of borders which will just give it more look like a glass and the corner shades that a glass actually has under lighting. So for the top border, and then I will do the same thing for the left border, giving it the same 1 pixels of solid border as represented by this RGBA color. After this, I am going to style the next tag, which is the uh, you know, tag inside the card tag, which is the header, actually the main header of this card. And I am going to style this for all the images right here. As you can see, these are 3 images that we have inside this header tag. We have given it the position of absolute, and then I am going to style all of these images separately. First of all, I am going to style the background image inside this header tag, and this is that background image. And in this background image, I am going to give it the z index of 2 so that it may remain at the back of all the other images but in front of the pseudo elements. After that, I am going to give it the border radius so that it may match the border radius of our actual card as well. So opacity of 0.5 so that our background may look and become more glass type of thing. And this is the second image that we are going to style, which is given the class of decor, and changing the z index for it as well, and giving it the z index of 4 because it would be the image inside the header which would be in front of all the other images, and giving it some appropriate left and top positions which we found fit for this demonstration, and giving it a bit of transparency as well to increase that glassmorphism of this card. So for the last image inside this header is the primary icon, which you can change according to your preferences, but we are using this board because it matches the theme right here. So all these images are transparent, that's why they are not interfering with other images and giving a bit of good look to us according to our project. So giving it the z index of 3 actually, so that it may remain in front of that background water and in the back of that top water which is just splashing out of the card, and giving it some left and top appropriate borders, top positions. So after this, I am going to style the actual content inside this card, which is inside our markup right here, as I have indicated right here. So after this, inside this content tag, I am going to give it the width of 100% of our card and height actually 100% as well. So giving it the flex of display of flex, and centering all the text or the elements inside it to the center of the card, and changing the flex direction so that they may come in the order as we want them, and giving it a bit of margin from the top so that they may not collide with our header of this card and look a bit more good. So that h2 tag which we have right inside our markup, the main cruise booking tag, we are going to give it the font family of Sejoy UI. So this is the font that we have used for this main heading of this card. After this, I have given it the font size of 60 pixels so that it may be more persistent and more visible, and giving it a bit of line height, reducing it so that it may look more concise. So after aligning it to the center, I am using these some background clip and text fill properties so that I may create a simple stroke about outside this text using these 3 actually properties according to our preferences, giving it the color of a bit of yellow bluish type because it matches our blue theme of the water as we are talking about the cruise. So right here, as you can see, it has turned up in this way. As you can see, cruise booking has an outline, and the inside of this text is transparent so that we may actually show that glassmorphism of this card in a more persistent way. After that, for pricing, for styling this pricing, I'm going to give it font size, a bit bigger font size, and making it bolder. After this, the color of it would also be a bit of transparent, and giving it some of the margin from top and bottom. Reducing the margin would just make it a bit more fancy looking pricing right here, as it would be depicted uh, right here. As you can see, the price right here is under that cruise booking tag, and also under that book now button as well. So this is that pricing tag which I am styling right here, and this a tag, this is that a tag which I am going to style right now. And for this a tag, actually this class content I have written right here, I am just going to correct it in a minute. So I've given it the text decoration. I am removing its text decoration and giving it the color of simple black, and the font size of 20 pixels, background color of white, and some border radius of 30 pixels, so that it may have rounded corners from left and right, top and bottom, and padding of 10 pixels from up and down and 20 pixels from left and right, and giving it a bit of transition, because we are going to use a simple transition or transform when we hover on this card, as we are going to do here, and giving it the transform of a bit of translate in the direction of y by actually 20 pixels, and scaling it up to 110%, which is 1.1. And I'm just going to correct this class here as well. So this is the final result that we have. Let me just enlarge this window and show you. So right here, as you can see, this is the end up result of our card right here.